this was a complicated question that we worked on kind of last time. We talked about the superintendent's decision to survey some classes or something like that. Or maybe we talked about a particular survey of Colorado students. And now we'd like to do a similar kind of survey design question in this following setting. So several years ago, the people of the UK voted to withdraw from the European Union, but it's been difficult to achieve, and many people protested, calling for a new referendum. And you've been hired to run a political poll asking Britons about their vote if a second referendum is held. Okay. And since the vote was so close last time, your customer wants to ask your estimate of the support for leaving the European Union to be within half a percentage point, 99 times out of 100. So plus or minus 0.05, 0.005, half a percentage point, 99 times out of 100. Okay, and 99 times out of 100 means that we're looking for a 99% confidence interval. And it's relevant here and told to us in the question that 99% of the values under a normal curve lie within 3 standard deviations of the mean. Okay. So what we have to do is make sure that the confidence interval has total width twice 0.005, right? So the total width of the confidence interval should be 0.01, okay? And that is because you want your confidence interval to be plus or minus 0.005, right? You want to find your estimate. Maybe it's 53%, right? 0.53, plus or minus 0.005, and that width of that interval then is twice 0.005, right? So another way to say that is it's 1% wide. So that's the total width of the confidence interval. We know the total width of the confidence interval is 6 times the standard deviation of the sample average. And 6 times the standard deviation, because you've got 3 standard deviations on the right side of your interval and 3 standard deviations on the left side of your confidence interval. 3 because we're working with 99% confidence. And the standard deviation of the sample average is less than or equal to a half, just a bound on the population standard deviation, divided by the square root of n, where n is the number of people that we survey. So the total width of the confidence interval is less than or equal to 6 times a half over square root of n. And if we can make that 6 times a half over the square root of n, otherwise known as 3 over the square root of n, if we can make that number less than 0.01, we'll have guaranteed that our total width is less than 0.01. So we try to ensure that 3 divided by root n is less than or equal to 0.01. 0.01 is 1 over 100. What am I? Yeah. 0.01 is 1 over 100. Sorry about that. So now you just solve this equation. 3 over square root of n is less than 1 over 100. Cross multiply, you get that the square root of n has to be bigger than or equal to 300. And if you square both sides, you get that n has to be bigger than or equal to 300 squared. So the minimum number is 300 squared. 90,000. Right? 90,000 is a really much bigger number than most political polling. But if you want to get within half a percentage point of the actual answer, 99 times out of 100, you've got to interview a lot of people.